Hi everyone, I'm Kristy, and this is
Holly
from Holly and Kristy Unscripted, and today we're going to be talking about mom guilt.
Yeah, we after our last episode, we always hang around and chat after we take the mics off, and after our last episode, we started talking about just kind of regular everyday mom stuff and the inadequacies of being a human and also a mother. Because for some reason, it's not possible to be a perfect mom. Go figure.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about just wanting to turn the TV on and lay on the couch and do nothing.
Yes.
And how we felt guilty doing that, but really we shouldn't.
No, there's no point in feeling, first of all, there's no point in feeling guilty about really anything that you can't fix. I mean, technically, I suppose you can fix that, but you can't necessarily fix it and keep your sanity at the same time. So, like, I often find, so I have my daughter 50% of the time. I share her father and I co-parent very successfully, I must say. And so on the days that I do have her, I pick her up from school, the Y daycare, at 4 o'clock. She's dropped off at about 8, and pick her up at 4 o'clock and either go grocery shopping or maybe go for a walk or something like that, which we haven't really, I say that to sound good, but we don't really go for walks very often, especially not in the cold.
And there's the mom guilt.
There's the mom guilt, like, and kind of fluffing over it. Like, we'll go for a walk. We've gone for a walk once in the last 3 months, but whatever. Maybe twice. And so then by the time we get home, have supper, and usually, I mean, honestly, we eat supper in the living room, and she's not sitting down, she's playing with her toys, and she'll come over and have a bite of whatever. And it's kind of like, and that they say, sitting down and having a meal with your family, well, I mean, it's 2 of us when we're both there. And I think I know for the most part, it's the same when she's with her dad, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, they probably eat in front of the TV. It doesn't matter to me. I'd be, like, that's great if you can get her to sit down in her chair. But she doesn't want to. And it's not like, I don't particularly want to either, to be honest. So then you have supper in front of the TV and read books and play with toys. And then at one point every evening we're sitting on the couch snuggling, and I am nodding off every day.
Yeah.
It's a long day for both of us.
Yeah. I remember when the kids were younger, and I was thinking about it as I was driving to work this morning, this whole, like, talking about mom guilt. And I was thinking that I don't feel it as much as I did when they were little.
Okay.
I think because they're growing up.
You don't have time to feel mom guilt. You're on the go, like, constantly.
Well, we're always together. But I think now that they're older and a little more independent and are able to do things, like our oldest babysits the younger ones when we have the rare occasion to go out without them. Right. But I mean, like, if we'll go out, Alex and I will just run out and get groceries for an hour together, and he'll watch the other 2. And, before, I would have felt guilty about that. Like you were saying, you pick her up at the daycare and then you go get groceries. Well, I know people would leave their kid at the daycare and go get groceries without them and then pick them up. Yeah. And I always felt guilty about doing that because, well, when Penny was in daycare, I worked in Moncton, so I would drop her off at 7 and I wouldn't pick her up until 5. Right. So that's a really long day. It is. And I'd feel like I'd want to see her. I'd want to be there and pick her up because I don't get to spend that much time with her. Yeah. And so I'd feel guilty if I went and got groceries with her. Yeah. Or, like, even on the weekend when they were younger, like, there were a couple times that we went away for our anniversary. And we go away for one night. And the whole time we're gone, I'm thinking about the kids. Yeah. And, like, wondering what they're doing and hoping that they're okay and that they're having fun and doing whatever they're doing.
And so you're not really getting, like, a break from it all.
No. Yeah. I never enjoyed any time that we had away because I was so wrapped up in my thoughts around the children. And what if something happened and we're not there? And, yeah, it was...
I have to say, doing the 50-50 parenting thing... is actually a huge blessing. I used to be so terrified when the day would come that we would be splitting or 50-50. And I mean, just because, it feels like your heart's going to be ripped out of your chest, but it's like the best thing ever.
I know.
Because I never have that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I wonder if she's okay. I wonder what they're doing or whatever, because I cherish that time to myself so much. And if I do go away for a weekend, it's like, that's cool. She's with her dad. She's in the best hands possible.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I know Alex and I always joke that we would get divorced. We'd still be together, but get divorced so that we could have weekends to ourselves. Yeah. And then I was like, but we'd end up spending the time with each other.
That's right. Yeah, you wouldn't actually be able to have the time.
No.
You'd still have to get a babysitter.
Yeah. There was a friend of mine, when her and her husband split up, she really, really hated sharing weekends. They don't have 50-50, but they split weekends. And but eventually not that it doesn't bother her still sometimes, but eventually she realized that she should really do things that she wants to do.
Hell yeah.
So she started hiking.
Good.
And every other weekend when she doesn't have the kids, she goes hiking with her mom, with her boyfriend, with friends. She's met so many people, and they go camping and sleep like in a tent on a beach. And like I'm super jealous. Because she gets to do all this stuff. But I was so proud of her. Because she and I were very similar when we had the kids, and she really fell into the mom mode. Right. Where you just kind of do everything for the kids, and your whole life is the kids. So I was really happy for her. Yeah, really. That she got to, or she realized too, that she could actually do things that she really wanted to do, and she found something that she's really passionate about.
And it's so healthy. Yeah. That's good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I never really fell into that mode. I remember for the first 6 months, I thought, you know what? If the opportunity arose that I could, I would stay home with her every day for the rest of my life. And then we got to about like 10 months. I was like, all right, I'm good. Time to go back to work. But I love every minute with her, obviously. But you know what? I find weekends are the hardest. I almost, and there's no preference, but let's just say for shits and giggles, I almost prefer the time with her during the week. Because I like to get up really early. So we have time together in the mornings, and there's no real rush because I do work for myself. So there's no like, we got to go. If we're running late, I don't mind. Yeah. And then in the evenings, I love our evenings. We just sort of hang around. Maybe we go out to my folks' place for supper, and like the evenings are really chill, and we watch Moana for the 1000th time. I think we've almost moved on from Moana, but actually no, not quite.
There's a new one coming out, so
a new Moana?
I think so.
Oh, I love it, actually.
I do too.
It's the best
really
one so far. But yeah, I find weekends are tough, and it probably has to do with like I'm going to be 43 in in a week. 1 week I'll be 43. Wow. Yeah, today's the 21st. So yeah, 28th. Happy birthday. So most of my friends, if they have kids, their kids are like, anywhere between 12 and 20 years old, right? Yeah. So I don't have any friends that have young kids, a couple of family members, but it's just not my inclination, and it doesn't even really cross my mind a whole lot to hook up with people with kids, which is kind of ridiculous. So I find it harder to fill the time with her on weekends. Yeah. We spend a lot of time out at my parents' place because she loves her Nana and Grampy. And it's easy for me. But yeah, most weekend mornings we just stay in our jammies all morning until nap time. But yeah, no, I think if I had to choose, I would choose the weekdays as my preference.
I can see that. Looking back at when the kids were little, there were days that we felt like that too. And I'm thankful that we have 3, so that they could
entertain each other,
play together. Yeah. They'd play house. They'd create a rock concert and perform for us. Cool. And, all kinds of stuff. So it was. It made it easier. Having more than one, so that they could kind of do their own little thing.
Totally. And she's almost like 2.5 years old now. So now she's more interested in entertaining herself. So if I go to the kitchen for a few minutes, she's not always right there, like I can listen to her playing by herself in another room, which is awesome, of course. But yeah, I sometimes wonder like how different it would be to have even another adult in the house.
Yeah.
You know, because just doing stuff together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a little piece of mom guilt there is like, I prefer the busy weekdays over the awesome downtime of the weekends when I could spend more time with her. Cause I mean, I do, I feel like we get more quality during the weekdays.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a lazy mom on the weekends. There's the mom guilt.
Well, and this time of year, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like you can't go to a park. You can't, like today, it's minus 10 or something.
Yeah.
So you can't go outside and go for a walk, like enjoy it.
But then I think, so I have those thoughts. And then I think, yeah, but there are parents out there killing that. Like that, nope. Like they take their kids out. Like, am I just a wuss? Because some parents, they have their kids out in all kinds of crazy weather and the kids are just fine.
Yeah, some do.
Yes, some do.
And I've had those thoughts too. Like there was, and social media is so bad for that.
Ugh, everybody's so perfect on social media.
Yes,
yeah.
You see the people making snowmen with their kids and you're like, oh, maybe we should be out there doing that.
Meanwhile, that lasted for 3 minutes. Then everybody was inside complaining about how wet their feet were and how
and
cold.
They're crying and miserable and yeah, I know.
Yeah. But I mean, I think back to like when I was a kid too. But again, that had to do with other kids. My parents, they would have their friends out with all their kids and we'd all play outside and go sledding because my parents have like, there's a hill on their property and stuff and you know, all these awesome times. But it's funny because I think of that and I think of like 3 particular days, you know, where that happens. So you remember these like awesome times. And it's like, oh, my childhood was so incredible. I should be doing that for my daughter. But she's going to also have 3 wonderful memories, whatever they are.
Well, it's funny because Kirby, I can't remember what specific thing it was, but she said, I remember when we were little and we used to do this every day.
Right.
And I'm like, we did that
twice.
But she remembers it as something that we always did, and it was a positive thing. So I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. We did that all the time. Yeah. All 2 times. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny what they remember.
Yeah. But
they don't remember you feeling guilty.
No. And she doesn't care if I'm like, if we're snuggling on the couch and we've just had supper, or maybe we haven't had supper yet, and I'm pooped, because these days, I get up super ridiculously early so that I have lots of time to myself before she gets up. Because I like to go to bed super early. Probably because I like to get up so early. So by the time we get to that point, like I'm tired, and if we sit down and we're snuggling, I mean, like my body just sort of goes to shut down and my eyes go, whoo. And she every now and then I'll feel her just like turn around and look at me like, Mommy, what are you doing, Mommy? Oh, nothing, baby, nothing. I'm not doing anything, and, you know. And she doesn't care. She's just happy to be close to me. She's, as long as I open my eyes back up and I'm not like snoring, then she's happy. Right. You know, she doesn't need to be entertained all the time.
Yeah.
No. And you think back, like you imagine her thinking back, and it's like you said, she's not going to remember, you know, she's not going to have a clue that I ever felt kind of bad about not doing more. She's just going to be happy that we spent time together.
Yeah.
Because we do spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Which is extremely wonderful. And we're both very fortunate to be able to do it. And I have to reiterate, we're both very fortunate that we do it 50% of the time, because it doesn't allow, I believe that the co-parenting schedule that I get to enjoy allows for me to not get frustrated and tired and fed up.
Yeah.
Which is a huge blessing. Because I mean, I get annoyed. She doesn't like to put her clothes on. So it's always like a battle to get her dressed or even to put her diaper back on after she uses the potty or whatever. And like the other night I had to leave the house for a bit. And I asked Mom to come over, and Mom got there, and Autumn's just running around bare naked because she wouldn't put her diaper back on. She just used the potty, so I figured we were safe. Plus, Mom was coming, so I was like, see ya, she's naked, she's all yours, you go deal with it. But those times when it's really challenging to get her to do something, It's like, well, whatever, buddy. You go run around for a while. Let me know when you're cold, you know?
And I wish that I had been that kind of parent.